So what are the consequences of this sinful anger that we sometimes struggle with? Being quick-tempered, Proverbs calls it being quick-tempered, hot-tempered, or given to anger. And here we'll jump into Proverbs, and we'll see some warnings for us about what happens when we're quick-tempered, when we have explosive anger, when we allow our anger to get away from us and not use anger the way it should be used, the way God uses it. So real quickly, I'm going to go through about 5 verses here in Proverbs. It says, a quick-tempered man acts foolishly. That's 14:7. Ecclesiastes says, do not be eager in your heart to be angry, for anger resides in the bosom of fools. A fool's anger is known at once. It's 12:16. He who is quick-tempered exalts folly, and a fool always loses his temper. So what's one of the consequences of unrighteous anger there? Foolishness. And you'll be a fool. So it's not just you'll act foolishly, you are a fool. And the heavy weight there is, our definition of fool is someone who's dull and kind of dumb and just, someone you don't give the keys to your car to. But in the Bible, a fool is someone who disregards God's word, who just doesn't give it any weight in their lives. So that's not a label I want. I'm sure it's not a label you want. So it's a heavy burden there if we're walking in foolish anger, unrighteous anger. Moving on, a hot-tempered man stirs up strife. An angry man stirs up strife. And I like this one. For pressing milk produces curds, which I think is cheese, right? Okay. We don't talk about curds in our day and age that much. Pressing the nose produces blood, and pressing anger produces strife. So in that one, it's very clear. Our unrighteous anger will produce strife. And strife is any type of quarreling between either us. If you get in somebody's face and you've been affronted and you let your anger blow up and you're like, what's wrong with you? What's going to happen more than likely? So he's going to push you right back, right? It's possible. Or maybe you're stirring up anger in your household. It's happened in my household. When I have not acted righteously and let my anger get away from me, I see my anger stirs up quarreling amongst my kids. It might stir up anger between Amanda and I. And it's not good. Not good stuff. Did it ever happen in your house? No, everybody says no. No. But, let me move on. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm tempted to, but I won't. So this stirring up that it's talking about is the imagery of embers in a fire and churning them up to get the fire going again. That's what a quick-tempered person will do. They'll just stir up the fire, get it burning hotter. And like I said, that quarreling can be it can be physical quarreling or it can be verbal quarreling. Our unrighteous anger produces not only the foolishness in ourselves, but it also produces quarreling and fighting. He continues to say, make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. So if you haven't lost friends by being a fool and doing foolish things and stirring up strife amongst your friends, God through Solomon tells us, don't make close friendship with somebody who's angry and quick-tempered, because you might learn his ways and fall into the same trap. And lastly, consequences of unrighteous anger. A man of great wrath will pay the penalty, for if you deliver him, you will only have to do it again. So I think we've already seen there's a lot of penalties to pay. And just in the few verses we've looked at in Proverbs, when we walk in anger, we'll stir up strife, we'll act foolishly, we won't have any friends.